Hello everyone, it is Friday the 6th of March and I'm back to you with another coronavirus video. Yesterday someone in the comments called me a jerk. I'm not sure why, but whatever, fair enough, you're entitled to your opinion. I will say though, if you're not interested in the coronavirus and if you think the coronavirus is all a big scam, big fake, a big fraud, a big whatever, then just don't bother watching this video. I'm not trying to convince you of anything, so I don't want you to come and watch this video and then get to the end and then be like, oh god, you're a jerk. You know, I'm just giving information based on what I've seen, and I'll throw in some of my opinions here and there as well. A lot of my opinions, that's all. Alright, on to the numbers. I'm going to record the numbers a little bit later on, so after filming this video, I'll put them in right here. And the numbers from today. So in all, there are 101,604 total infections worldwide. That is crazy. I didn't think it would actually get to 100,000, but it did, and in record time, like 2.5 months. That is crazy. And as of right now recording this video, there are 3,461 deaths. Today, Iran topped the list of new cases with 1,234 extra cases today. Italy in second place with 778 new cases today. Next on the list is South Korea with 309 new cases. I'm surprised it's so low for today. And China with 167 new cases. After that we come to Europe, and Europe now seems to be the next point of explosion, as I've been saying over the last couple of days. It seems to be like 2 or 3 days double time. On Monday Germany had only 30 something cases, and now Germany today is at 500 and... This number is old, I think, 578 I've got here, but I think the number's up to 600 now. The UK started the week on 20 cases, and as of today, right now, it's at 163 cases with an extra 47 being added today. France and Spain with an extra 154 and 104 cases. Switzerland with an extra 94 cases. It's getting crazy. Europe seems to be the new focal point. If you include Italy and add it all together with the European cases, the EU cases, including the UK, because the UK hasn't quite left yet, if you add all that together, I'm pretty sure it's going to be close to what Iran has with 1,234 cases. So the world does not seem to be slowing down here, and I wish people would just try and take this a little bit more seriously. It may have flu-like symptoms, but this is much more contagious and the chances of dying are much higher. Okay, back to the video. Okay, so there you are, the up-to-date numbers, and let's get on with the stories. So just as I'm recording this, I'm seeing news of 2 members of staff at British Airways who have tested positive for the coronavirus. I want to talk about this clip real quick.
Today, start working on not touching your face, because one main way viruses spread is when you touch your own mouth, nose, or eyes.
So in that clip, therein lies the problem. That's what's going on all around the world right now. These health professionals are contradicting themselves live on TV. It's like the Iranian health, what's his name? The Iranian health deputy health minister, whatever it was. And he's like this: there's no coronavirus in this country. We don't have any outbreak. It's all under control. There's nothing to worry about. And then 3 seconds later, oh yes, I've been tested positive. I have the coronavirus. And then these people who are wearing the face masks upside down, back to front, saying, there's no need to wear face masks. They don't even work. And now you have this person on TV saying about how you need to wash your hands and all this, and that's all you need to do is wash your hands and everything will be fine. And then on the TV, as she's telling people what they shouldn't be doing and what they should be doing, she goes and contradicts herself. That is the problem that's going on. They talk about fake news and misinformation. They're responsible. They're hiding things. They're contradicting themselves live on TV for everyone to see, and then they expect people to listen to them. You know, that guy from the WHO, it's not a pandemic. It's only a pandemic when it reaches lots of countries and there's person-to-person transmission. Oh, it's reached every country on earth and there's been person-to-person transmission for like absolutely ages? Yeah, no, it doesn't meet the criteria for a pandemic. That is the problem. That's why fake news exists. And I'm not trying to give anyone any fake news. I'm just trying to tell people what I think and what I've seen in the news, in the newspapers, and what I'm seeing from the mouths of these professionals. So the other day, an Iranian guy that worked in a morgue, or I believe it was a morgue, or somewhere where they deal with the dead bodies in Iran, if it's not a morgue, and he filmed loads of dead bodies in that morgue and showed everyone like how many in just one center, how many people have died from the coronavirus, and exposed, you could say, the Iranian government for lying, although unverified, because I'm not sure, you know, it's hard to tell. We know that the video was taken recently, but it's hard to tell if it's definitely true that they all died from coronavirus and whether the government was lying or not. It's hard to tell, but He's been arrested for telling lies and whatever, so yeah, he's been arrested. So be careful what you film and be careful what you put on the internet, okay? It can actually get you into trouble. So now the talk is that up to 20% of the population worldwide could be infected by the coronavirus. That's a massive number. 20% of the world is 1.5 billion people. So let's say ultimate worst case scenario that 20% of the worldwide population does get infected and then the death rate is actually 3%. Then that could mean that 45 million people die from this coronavirus. And that's not taking into account the amount of people that would be in a critical condition, a severe condition. You know, that's a lot of people affected. So the more we don't take it seriously, the more people it's going to affect. And what I'm seeing personally from speaking to my friends and watching the TV from back home is that people don't really care. People don't really take it very seriously. Yes, there are scenes where people are taking all the toilet paper from the supermarkets. And yes, there are some people who are going crazy in the supermarkets and like trying to clear off all the shelves of stuff. But they are in the minority because none of my friends and none of my family seems to be so bothered about it, in the sense that they're not going out, going crazy and buying up toilet roll, stocking up on supplies, getting ready for a quarantine or anything like that. They just seem to be quite relaxed and be like, yeah, there's a couple cases here and there, yeah, there's a few people affected, yeah, this and that, but it's nothing really serious, which is fair enough again. If people don't want to take it seriously, and I've been hearing again, lots of people die from the flu, which they do, but the flu has a vaccine, and also the flu isn't quite as contagious as the coronavirus. So I don't know what people could really do, but I would suggest that people try to really, just like they're saying on the news, try not to get into big groups of people. Try and keep yourself isolated as much as possible during this time. If you can get face masks, then get them, and hand sanitizers and stuff like that. I think washing your hands and wearing face masks is the basic thing that people can do. There's not much more because we haven't got a cure for this. And stop people moving around so much. I wouldn't be going on a ferry or a cruise ship anytime soon, and even planes I would consider my options about going onto a plane, especially you have to go through the airport with God knows how many people from all over the world. No thank you. There's something quite interesting that's happening in South Korea. So South Korea, as you know, is quite a high-tech country, and they've got this system in place where anyone who gets infected, they send a message to all the people who have potentially been infected as well, with the different locations that the infected person went. And they do that using the phone signal as well as information that the person will tell them about where they've been. But it has been exposing quite a few people. For example, one man in his 50s who returned from a break in Wuhan province where the outbreak started with his 30-year-old secretary were both infected, and it sparked rumours of an extramarital affair. And also the secretary who had been infected, she had been to the hospital prior to that, maybe a plastic surgery place, and people are now speculating online, did she have plastic surgery? It's just exposing people, so it'll show you everywhere that you've been, all the buses and the trains and the planes and the shops and the places that you've been. That could be quite scary. Alright, and that is all from me today. Let me know what you think about the coronavirus, and tell me if you've been affected where you live and what's going on, what's the situation on the street where you are, because, you know, too much fake news out there and all these reports that the news wants you to see and the governments want you to hear, but it's good to get the actual information from people who live in the place and who are seeing the things with their own eyes. So like I said, I'm not trying to give out fake news or something, so these comments jerk, and what else was the other one? There was another one. Right, so one said jerk and one said bullshit, which is fair enough if that is what you think, but you could expand on that a little bit. Tell me which part of it you didn't like. Tell me which part of it you think was not true or exaggerated or whatever. Just let me know your feelings, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but leaving one word, I don't know what you're thinking. Alright, that's all from me now, so see you tomorrow. Goodbye.